No, I wouldn't consider that an intro, but I'm testing the waters today. I'm testing the waters. What's good with you guys? This is TJ, and this is Talk Your Ish podcast episode 13. Now, as you can hear, I'm doing a different format for this week. I want to start off by saying we miss talking our ish with y'all every week, but when scheduling conflicts happen, the sports world doesn't wait on nobody. So we we're moving some things around so that way we can all record again. But as soon as that happens, for the time being, I wanted to make sure you guys got taken care of. You know, feed the streets and let you know we still here. Ain't nothing changed. We still here. Also, non-sports related, I want to make sure I get this episode out and keep it short. Just because I'm looking forward to that versus battle that's going on tonight. The Locks versus Dipset. Listen, I can't miss that. And I don't expect y'all to either. So let's just go ahead and jump into what's been going on and get you caught up for this week. And so let's start off with the young GOAT, Simone Biles. Congratulations to her earlier today. She was able to get the bronze medal for the last event of the day. And I think it was for the balance beam, just like the solo one, not the team one. So y'all know she made the decision to step away last week from all the team and the individual events. Yeah, I do remember at that time the news outlets was saying she was injured, but she was fine. She just had a moment where she didn't stick her land in, but it was no serious injury. What had happened was she got this thing. It's like I'm not gonna say a condition, but it's some sort of situation that happens with gymnastics. They call it the twisties. It's where your brain and your eyes don't work together when you're flipping in the air. And when you're doing all those flips, you lose focus. You lose that sensibility of where you are. So if you're not careful, you don't land the right way when you come back down. So she immediately identified it. She said, "You know what? I'm gonna step away. I don't want to bring any more attention to the team. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk their chances of getting the medal." So she stepped away, and I commend her for that. She did exactly what she needed to do. She's protecting her mental health, and she's not affecting the team. And the team could just focus on doing what they do best. And you're gonna have some haters, people that can't even do the flips that she does. From the home of their couches or hiding behind fake names on the internet, just bashing her for it. But hey, guess what? The team was able to get several medals in her absence. And like I said, she came back earlier today, early this morning, to get a medal. So again, congrats to her and the rest of the team. Um, I I know the Olympics is ending this upcoming Sunday, so I'm not sure if they still have anything else to do. But congrats to them. So speaking of which, with the Olympics almost being over, um, a bunch of records are being broken and history is just being made time and time again. And from the highlights that I've seen, you got both the men and the women of USA breaking records in swimming, and they're just getting multiple medals. Like so, that I thought that was good. Um, Another good moment that I saw was in the men's long jump. You had Italy and I believe the country Qatar. I want to say it's not supposed to sound guitar, but Qatar. Um, they actually tied for first place. They had the chance to do sudden death, and both teams said no. They just wanted to just be tied up for first place. So they both got gold medals, both countries. So salute to those two countries. But I want to say there's two events. If you guys haven't heard of it, definitely look it up or, watch it on YouTube or whatever. Find the highlight of the women's weightlifting competition. And I want to say it's the one where it's against USA and Ecuador. I don't know if they have any weightlifting classes, but find that one. Uh, those ladies were going back and forth, and I think at one point USA got like a it's like a they got called for one of their deadlifts. So one of the rules when they're lifting those weights is when you bring the weight down, it has to be like shoulder, like by your shoulder. And I guess the girl from USA, she got a little bit excited and she just kind of dropped it, like from above her head. And I guess her attempt didn't count or something like that. And from there, like I said, back and forth, USA and Ecuador, back and forth, back and forth. It got to the point where USA couldn't lift one of their deadlifts, and Ecuador just blew it out the water. And I don't want to butcher her name, but I do want to give her credit. Um, the first woman of Ecuador to win a gold medal. I believe her name is Nezi Damones, if I'm saying that correct. So, congrats to her. But the one that I saw that got the internet buzzing was about the women's 100-meter race, where all three women from Team Jamaica finished the race over everyone. And one of them, Elaine Thompson Hara, or Hara, I want to pronounce, she's basically now the fastest woman in the world. So not only did she beat her personal best, but she also beat the world record, even after a slow start to the race. She beat a 31-year record, guys. 31-year record that was held by the late, great Flojo, or also known as Florence Joyner. You know, Flojo is still considered as one of the fastest women in the world. She was stylish, she was beautiful, she was elegant, and Elaine is just making her own history mark as well. So congrats to Team Jamaica there. And then the main reason why the internet was buzzing was because this was supposed to be the race where Sha'Carri Richardson,
and it's Sha'Carri.
We got
what was supposed to be in, but she got removed by the Olympics committee because of her usage of marijuana to cope with the passing of her mother. So a lot of people were going at her saying even if she competed, she wouldn't have had a chance against Jamaica. But apparently, Sha'Carri was talking a lot of stuff on social media leading up to this race. So a lot of people came at her telling her, you know, you wouldn't have even placed third. So again, shout out to Team Jamaica. Listen, y'all, listen. I cannot wait for the next NBA season because it's going to be interesting with all the free agencies being moved around this week. It's insane. So we're past the finals. We're past the draft. And now we have all these trades, declining options, and extensions being done. So I'm going to quickly give y'all the ones that I've seen, but keep in mind, I know there's a bunch more. And I know I'm going to miss some. But if there's any big news that makes its way after I record this pod, best believe the gang, we'll get together. We'll talk our ish on it. But let me just quickly dive into these. So first thing for me, being out here in Arizona, we already got confirmation that Chris Paul is staying with us. So he's staying with the Suns. So he's got his bag. 4 year, 120 million. So this is after the rumors that, he was heading over to the Lakers or pretty much any team that would meet his offer. But, you know, the Suns coughed it up and he's basically saying he wants to run it back. He was right there, but he wants to run it back with the same squad. And look, I I give the Suns a lot of respect this season because not only did they take out both Lakers and Clippers, but they took out one of the best teams in the West at the time, the Nuggets, who have the league's MVP. That's not an easy path for them, but they got it done. Now, the finals, that's a different story. You know, it 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 sucks. I'll be honest. It sucks, but based off this move here that the Suns did for Chris Paul, they like what they saw. They want to keep him, and like I said, they want to run it back. So we'll see how that looks. But let me move over to Chicago. Chicago is making moves for this upcoming season by signing Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, and DeMar DeRozan. So Zach Levine and Kobe White got all the help they need out there. And being a diehard fan of the Bulls, they're going to make some noise next season. Now, Lonzo was talked about being traded last year during the pandemic to the Bulls. And I think I mentioned that in one of the earlier pods about, what would be a good place for him to go. And I said, the Bulls. He just fits that young, how do I say, young superstar mentality where he can give a little more insight to the team and he produces. He's good. He can produce for the size and position that he plays. And I think at one point even there were rumors he was going back to the Lakers, but obviously that never happened. And the speculation is that the Pelicans they never intended on giving him up. And so that's when the trade rumors died down last year. And I think it's because they wanted to keep a solid team around Zion. They're doing everything they can to make sure Zion stays, being the former number one draft pick. Now that Lonzo's gone, can the Pelicans fill that void to keep Zion there and help build a roster? Or will he start making moves to head to New York? Maybe towards the Knicks. But that's a different story. Uh, Miami is stacking their team up. Um, they definitely gave Jimmy Butler the bag as well. They gave him the max deal, 4 year, 181 million, I believe. And adding to that, they go and get Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker, y'all, who just won a chip with the Bucks, and now he's dipping. So Miami's Miami's stacking up right now. They're getting their shit together. Um, to be honest, a lot of talk with Lakers and Brooklyn. Um, Brooklyn right now, there's not a lot of news. I mean, other than Blake Griffin just resigned for 1 more year with the team, but DeAndre Jordan is possibly not staying. And main reason why is he's just not producing as the center. That was pretty much a weak point for the Nets during the playoffs. So we're looking at possibly trade talks between the Nets and the Grizzlies. And what will happen is the Nets could get Steven Adams, and then they could get a potential second round pick. And in return, the Grizzlies would get DeAndre, another player I can't remember right now, but it'd be two players, and then they would get two. they would get two picks. I believe one's a first round pick and another one is a second round pick. So Nets would be willing to give up a bit in order to get a center that can produce and really stay in the paint to defend. And I think Steven Adams would be a good fit. That would really definitely help the Nets defensive wise. And then of course the Lakers. It's been a Laker week with the moves they've been making. Listen, they got Russell Westbrook. They get back Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza. Y'all, they got Carmelo Anthony. That is wild, right? Carmelo Anthony. If this isn't stacked, I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Now, they did get rid of Kuzma. So I think he got shipped over to uh, the Wizards. So he's in Washington now because of the Westbrook trade. And then, like I said earlier, Caruso is now with the Bulls. So Caruso, Caruso is a good defender. Keep in mind, he went undrafted, played in the G League, moved up to the Lakers, and now he got traded, and he got a bag from the Bulls. I I can't remember right now. I want to say I think in the 80 million, but Caruso Caruso's laughing to the bank. He's good. So at this point, the Lakers are doing everything they can to get the chip this upcoming season, since they couldn't get it done last season. And mind you, they were the favorites. And yeah, I get it. Everyone's saying that Carmelo and Westbrook, they're finally going to get rings. But hey, man, the way this league is set up now, and every I'm not gonna bore y'all with my old school take about, if you sign with a team, you stay with them for the rest of your life, blah blah. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes business moves need to be made, and sometimes you want to get a chip. I mean, can we be honest? Can we stop the bullshit? I don't mind this. I don't like it because the Lakers are so stacked. But look, if you can get all these players around LeBron, who's not to say they're not going to get a chip this season? I mean, look what happened with Harden, KD, and Kyrie. Look at all the attention that they brought on Brooklyn last season. So now all the attention is going to go right back over to LA. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Like I said, I wanted to keep this short. I'm not going to even hold you. Um, Definitely going to make sure I find a good format for you guys to, stay tuned in throughout the week. But if anything, if you guys haven't already, we do have a IG page. Make sure you follow us at Tokyo Ish Podcast. And that's where you can find us and stay in tune with what's going on in the sport world as well as our podcast. Again, we appreciate you guys for being patient with us. There was a lot of sports, but we wanted to definitely just come back and let you know we didn't forget about y'all. We just wanted to make sure we did it right. So, uh, like I said, we'll see what happens with our format. We definitely got some new ideas to bring to the table, get you guys something more excited about. But until then, this is Tokyo Ish, and I'm out.